Welcome to our collection of La Fontaine's fables. Today's story is The Cat and the Fox, and this is a retelling of the classic fable. These timeless fables may seem simple, but each one carries a powerful lesson for listeners of all ages, young and old. Now listen closely and enjoy the story. At the end, we'll have a fun activity to help you think about its message. In a lush and peaceful forest, there lived a cat and a fox. They were very different creatures, each with their own way of surviving. The cat was small and nimble, with soft, shiny fur and sharp claws. She was quick and knew how to escape danger by climbing trees or hiding in tight spaces. The fox, on the other hand, was larger and sly. His reddish-brown fur was sleek and thick, and his eyes sparkled with cleverness. He always had a trick up his sleeve and was known throughout the forest as one of the smartest animals around. One crisp autumn morning, the cat and the fox found themselves walking along the same path in the forest. The fox had just finished a meal and was in a good mood, while the cat, though small, was full of curiosity. As they walked side by side, the fox turned to the cat and said, "You know, cat, you're one of the cleverest animals I've met. You always know just how to escape when danger comes. You climb trees so fast, and you can hide better than anyone I know." The cat, flattered by the fox's words, smiled but said, "Thank you, fox, but I must admit I sometimes feel that I could be even smarter. I've seen you outwit so many animals, and your tricks always work. What's your secret? How do you manage to stay one step ahead of everyone?" The fox chuckled, his tail swishing in the air. "Ah, my secret? Well, dear cat, it's all about thinking ahead. I've learned that it's not always about being the fastest or the strongest, but about using my wits. I know how to trick other animals, avoid danger, and make sure I'm always safe. You might be quick, but I'm clever." The cat listened carefully. "That sounds amazing. I don't think I could ever be as clever as you, but maybe I can learn a few tricks from you." The fox gave a sly smile. "Of course, there's always something to learn. Maybe one day we could even work together. Imagine the clever things we could do if we combined your speed and my tricks." The cat thought about this and for a moment felt a little unsure. She was fast, but she didn't feel as clever as the fox. She looked up to him, but she didn't want to feel like she was always outdone by the fox's cleverness. Just then, as they continued down the path, they heard the sound of footsteps. The cat's ears perked up and the fox froze. It was a hunter, walking through the forest with a large net and a sharp spear. The fox's cleverness and quick thinking were about to be put to the test. The fox immediately sprang into action, his mind racing. "Follow me, cat! We need to hide quickly!" The cat, not as used to running as the fox, hesitated for a moment. But then she saw the hunter's shadow getting closer, and she realized that she needed to act fast. Without thinking twice, she dashed toward the nearest tree and in one swift leap climbed to the highest branch. The fox, meanwhile, had already darted into the bushes, his tail barely visible as he blended into the underbrush. The hunter came into the clearing, looking around. He spotted the fox's tail for just a moment before it disappeared into the bushes. "I know you're here, fox," the hunter called. "You can't hide forever." But the fox was too clever. He stayed perfectly still, waiting until the hunter gave up and walked away. After a while, the hunter, frustrated, finally left the clearing, not having caught a glimpse of the fox. The fox waited a few moments before creeping out of the bushes, a smile on his face. "That was close, cat, but I knew exactly what to do. I stayed hidden and out of sight, and the hunter never had a chance to catch me." The cat, still perched high in the tree, called down, That was impressive, Fox, but I was safe too. The hunter couldn't reach me once I was in the tree. I don't need tricks to stay out of harm's way. I just use my speed to get to a safe place quickly. The fox, a little surprised, looked up at the cat. Yes, I saw that. You were very quick. But do you really think your speed alone will always keep you safe? What if you're caught somewhere where you can't climb? The cat thought about this for a moment. I suppose you're right. There are times when speed might not be enough, but when I'm in danger, I trust that my ability to escape quickly will help me find a safe place. The fox nodded, his ears twitching thoughtfully. True, but what if there's a place you can't reach, or if the danger is too big for just speed to handle? The cat's tail flicked in thought. Then maybe I need to think a little more like you, Fox. Maybe I need to be clever in other ways, but I also know that my quickness has saved me many times before. The two animals sat in silence for a while, each thinking about their strengths. Finally, the fox spoke again. I suppose there's no one right answer, Cat. You're quick, and that's a great advantage. I'm clever, and I use my mind to get out of trouble. But in the end, both of us know how to survive. Maybe we're not so different after all. The cat nodded, feeling better. Maybe we aren't so different, Fox. You have your tricks and I have my speed, but we both know how to use what we have to stay safe. The two of them continued to walk along the forest path, each with a little more respect for the other's abilities. The fox had learned that there was more than one way to stay out of trouble, and the cat had realized that speed wasn't always the only answer. Together, they understood that every situation needed different solutions. Great job sticking with the story all the way to the end. Now it's time to see how well you understood the moral, with a fun multiple-choice quiz. You'll find the answers in the comment section. Take your time with the questions, and don't forget to leave a comment below to let us know if you enjoyed the story. Your feedback really helps us improve. If you liked it, show your support by hitting the like button. It truly makes our day. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Thank you so much for being with us.